So we have officially entered the mountains.
Fact.
And we are in Wyoming still. And we'll be for the rest of the next, like, probably 2 or 3 days.
At least, yeah.
Yeah. Before we turn south.
Yep, we're going to kind of go southwest towards Great Salt Lake.
Right. Are we going to hit Idaho first, though? Just because we can?
We will hit Idaho. We'll drive through Idaho.
Yeah, we're not going to stop, but I mean, we're going to hit Idaho. And you can see that the leaves have really started to change, which, because we've been chilling out in the flatlands for a while now, it's kind of snuck up on us.
In fact, yeah.
And we have the mountains up ahead that are completely covered in clouds on the top, which may be a factor of the weather, but also a factor of the fact that we're probably, 4,000 feet above sea level at least. And I am in love with this area. It is stunningly gorgeous. Now that we're back in trees, I am very much at home here. I'm not a big fan of the open plains. I think that we have come up with a plan, huh? What do you think, babe? I think we should keep our plans to ourselves. That's what I think.
What? No. I want plans now.
Plans are for not more than 10 years or so. But we have seen signs that say, watch for elk.
We have seen signs that say open range, loose stock.
So
it's very possible that we could end up seeing free roaming cattle and bison.
Most of the fields out here, and Brian knew what they were, but he pointed them out to me yesterday. I've never seen them before. Because they have so many cows and cattle and everything and livestock out here that are roaming around, they don't want them crossing the road. They have these big fences like this, and then they have an opening in the fence with a cattle gate, which basically has these big slats in them so that cows can't walk across them because cows have hooves. So they can't get out on the road, but you never have to close a gate to keep them in. So
back east, they use the same thing for. We actually just passed one.
Yeah.
They use the same thing on bridges for deer.
Yeah. You've seen those slat bridges, yeah.
Yeah, same concept except on a bigger scale for the larger hooves of cattle and bison.
Yeah, the slats are pretty big. It's a little rough driving over them. But you can also see all this new growth forest in here, probably because there was fire at some point. And this is the regrowth of the forest.
Actually, you can tell, look over here.
They're blackened.
See on the ground? That's a fire came through here, but look, it only burned, halfway up the tree. So these trees all survived the fire.
Yeah.
But the underbrush got burned out, and that's kind of
which is how you get the new growth through here, and it's a natural process.
It's
healthy.
Natural process.
It's actually healthy for that to happen. It's not convenient, but it's actually healthy when it happens.
That's why you see the fires out west, right? Like Southern California and down near Arizona and Colorado, they get so out of control. It's because around here, if a brush fire starts, a lot of times they'll just let it burn itself out, and only fight it if it's threatening people, whereas down south and in California, they put it out as soon as possible. So this underbrush that burns really, really well, it just keeps building up and building up and building up. So when they get a fire that starts and they can't stop it quickly, it grows out of control very quickly, and it'll kill the larger trees as well. Whereas around here, it catches on fire and it does some damage, but it's not going to get crazy out of control and burn millions of acres.
It's funny too, we've seen these swaths where there's almost like openings in the trees where it's burned. Like in pathways almost, but not gone any further than that. And it is really quite beautiful up here. It is still raining a little bit, but it's not too bad right now.
I'd say we're probably at about 6,000 feet elevation. We drove through Buffalo, Wyoming, which is a large city.
It's quite pretty.
On 91. It was. When I say large city, I mean it's probably about the size of
Barrington, Rhode Island, maybe?
Yeah, Barrington, Rhode Island.
It's not even as big as Groton.
Yeah, it's not big. It's a city by Wyoming's definition of city.
Meaning it has a population of maybe 2,000 people.
I saw the sign. It has a population of about 5,000.
5,000 people?
Around.
All right.
Yeah.
We have not seen a sign with a population of more than 5,000 people since we've gotten out here.
Yeah, since we left Cedar Springs.
Rapid City.
Rapid City.
Rapid City, yeah. Buffalo was quite pretty though. There was an industrial section, but they had, you know, a saloon and a bar, and they had restaurants, and a bank, and a cute residential area.
That's what I was going to say. This road is probably gaining elevation at, I'd say, probably close to an 8% grade. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, a little less than that right now, but
a little less than that right now. But I think if you average it out,
we're feeling our ears pop. 8%. Let's put it that way.
And Buffalo was right at about 4,800 feet. So
we're going up.
This is a guesstimation, but I'd say we're probably around 6,000 or so right now. We are steadily gaining in elevation, though. We've been climbing.
We're in the Rockies, aren't we?
Oh yeah. This isn't Continental Divide Rockies, but it's definitely in the mountains.
Like I said, it is really quite beautiful, and you can see the leaves have changed in certain places, but just in pops of color.
Yep.
And it's birch trees that have changed.
You get a lot of evergreens though through here as well.
Which keeps
all
it
of
green.
These are evergreens.
Yeah.
So
pines.
You get the stands of birch and really just birch and poplar.
Well, it's just pretty because they change color and nothing else around it does. So it's just these pops of yellow.
Yep.
Looks like we're plateauing a little bit for a moment.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, this is going to be a good view. Get off here to the left.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll be able to see over the rise, but
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. The mountains here are absolutely beautiful, though. I mean, we really are climbing high up into them at this point. It makes you appreciate the people who had to cross the Rockies to get across here in covered wagons.
Yeah. Well, these highways that we are following follow essentially the same route.
I know, but they would have been, you know, uncharted at that point. So it makes you appreciate, you know, it's one thing to be on a dirt or even, you know, a paved or even a dirt road. They wouldn't have even been that at that point. They would have been following that same material up there or forest floor.
Yeah, true.
Which, I mean, we were talking about that when we were over at the Badlands the other day.
Yeah.
You know, it's really essentially unchanged, and you really have to appreciate the
thing that I like about, oh my goodness, excuse me. The thing that I like about the highway system vice the interstate system in the United States is that
it largely follows the original paths.
The highway, they didn't do much grading. You know, they didn't, when they built them, they didn't do much grading. They worked with the natural contours of the land, which means it takes a lot longer to get places, and a lot of times the roads are more difficult, you know, as far as, you know, the grade and the curviness and stuff like that goes. But it's really quite pretty, you know. You're not just cutting through mountains. That's an
understatement, yeah.
True, but you're not just cutting through mountains. You are working your way around them. Look at this. My goodness gracious.
There's more of these windbreaks. So, yeah, it's really beautiful through here.